So people always ask me, well, what about that day that Kanye was in the White House and he was ranting and raving and no one did anything and just let him carry on? Well, that day was a very traumatic day for everybody. It started first when, Trump got a bail from Pee Wee Herman, and of course he called me because Pee Wee's my friend and my contact I use for covert activities. And I called him and I was like, well, I thought the surveillance and video analysis you did, that was all supposed to be free. And he said, yeah, that was free. The bill is for the results. And I'm like, results? He's like, yeah, didn't you see them in the package? And they went out to another person. And so I went to the rushed over to the White House, told Trump we had to dig. Well, I had to dig through the garbage. We found the package that not the test result. Well, the test results and the video surveillance came in, and there was some test results, and it turned out that apparently I am not the only test tube baby the CIA raised, created, or whatever term you want to use, using Trump's hair. And so we looked at the test tube results, and we saw a match that Trump is the father of Kanye West. And that explains a lot because a lot of people always get Kanye and Don Jr. confused all the time. And people always ask me about that too. And I always wondered that too because they do kind of look alike. And so when we found out the CIA, we knew it was shady. So we got that, and so everybody was shocked and speechless once we read that. And of course, it spread throughout the White House like wildfire. Next thing you know, Kanye comes bursting in with the results and slams it on the table. And he's like, "You never told me, you abandoned me." And we were like, "Well, we didn't know. We just found this out today, too." So that's when Kanye went on the warpath and started just ranting and raving. And of course, something like finding that Kanye West is your son will leave you speechless. That's a trauma. I mean, that's equivalent to a traumatic brain injury, which explains why no one was able to speak because it was such a sudden shock. It was and it was so traumatic that the speech center in the brain just dies. And we didn't have any liquor, we had no medication, we had no cannabis. And dealing with Kanye people, there's a special cannabis strand. They call it the Kanye cannabis, which you need to take either via oil or you can smoke it. But you need to take that in order to deal with Kanye. We had none around. We didn't expect him there. And that's why a lot of states are legalizing marijuana usage and CBD oil. I mean, there's a lot of health benefits, but just in case you get shocked by a visit by Kanye, you need to be prepared. So we had to go through the whole day without anything. People were rushing to get a hold of the stuff, but of course it's sold out because everybody wants it just in case he shows up. And so we couldn't do anything. And we had to let him rant and rave for the whole thing. And when that happens, it's like you're stuck in your body. You're trying to come forward and you can't move, and he keeps going. And so I know a lot of you out there are saying it's not that bad. I could have dealt with it. No, you could not. Having such a traumatic brain injury as dealing with Kanye, you do lose the power of speech. It's scientifically proven. So I don't want to hear all these armchair quarterbacks saying they would have been able to deal with it. So now you know why we weren't able to do anything with Kanye. We were just lucky to survive it. That's why, afterwards, Trump's doctor came in and gave him a clean bill of health and said he was so strong because a normal person wouldn't have been able to survive that, especially without the liquor, without the medication, without the Kanye strain of cannabis. Not You can't just get the regular stuff. You got to get the specifically genetically engineered Kanye strand, or else you're in trouble. So now you know why we let him go on. It wasn't something we could control. We had a brain injury, but our brains are recovered and we should be feeling better now. And now we have just installed Kanye cannabis. It's a little glass thing, little glass case, and it has the warning in case of Kanye break glass. And there's a smokable portion, or if you want just the drops and take some drops, put it under your tongue, you can you can save yourself from dealing with such a traumatic brain injury. But these armchair quarterbacks who are out there saying, "Oh, I could have dealt with it. I wouldn't have needed anything." You're wrong. It's medically proven that you are wrong, and I don't want to hear any more about it. So now you know what happened, and now you know the truth.